Well,
I think we're live.
the red thing says it.
The red thing says, oh, yeah, we are.
The
Okay.
red thing up there
Yay,
says
we're
it.
live. Good
Morning
humanity.
shenanigans.
We know our lighting's terrible. We understand that our sound is probably not the best. We apologize. We've had to make a very last minute adjustment to our plans. Holy moly, does it ever look strange?
Hey, Jane.
How come we don't have extra light though going on?
It's fine.
Merry Christmas. Hi, Jane. Thanks for being here. I just feel like, why can't we have one more light? Like just one more.
Okay, let me go get my big Milwaukee construction light out of the sea can in Murillo. I'll be right back.
Oh, dear. Max Flex. It's a good thing we actually are pretty easy to get along with because...
Except for the shenanigans.
Kevin, sometimes we just have to be...
What, more professional?
Well, I think that's gone the way of the dodo with us. But...
All being real.
Yeah, we're just definitely real.
Well, yes, it's been an interesting week.
You might hear a few coughs out of us today, so we apologize for that too, but it is what it is.
It's been an interesting week, I will say that.
Yes.
Yeah, there's been lots of sleeping.
Oh, God.
And a little bit more sleeping. Definitely some movie watching and some sleeping. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we both been under It's almost like we were hit with dengue again. My goodness.
It did feel like a repeat, actually, of dengue fever.
Hit a dengue.
Which we had this time last year. Exactly this time last year. Weird. Yeah. We could definitely get into a whole episode about that, but maybe not today.
No,
probably not the best time. So anyway, so here we are.
Here we is.
At the last minute, doing this right here in Kevin's parents' condo. Mm-hmm. As not planned.
Surrounded by peace lilies and Christmas tree.
Christmas tree. There is a Christmas tree. I got to show it because I want to prove that there is a tree. There's our little Christmas tree this year. So we didn't have one last year, but for some reason it just seemed fine when you're sick with dengue fever, sitting in Mexico, watching Netflix for a week because you're too sick to do anything. It didn't really matter.
No.
Yeah. So.
Did not matter at all.
It did not matter.
One bit.
No, because it's not about necessarily all the decorations and the stuff, but I will say, like for me in my life anyway, Christmas has always been a special time, mm-hmm. And I'm sure that it's because it was my mom's favorite time of year. Hi, Lise. Good to see you here. Lise is able to comment now. This is progress. Yay. There's been problems for a while, but
she got in early, so
got it figured out. But Christmas for me has always been important to me, right? It's always been a special time. I think it definitely since Mom passed away, which has been, can you believe it'll be 14 years ago in February?
Wow.
Whoa. Doesn't even seem possible that it's been that long ago, but it has. But since she passed away, Christmas is not the same. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Really isn't. Even though we didn't spend Christmas there for the few years after we had moved away, right? After you and I got married and leading up to her death. But my intuition told me that we needed to go. Hi, Chantel. Good to see you here. My intuition told me that we needed to go back that Christmas. Mm-hmm. We had to go to Mom and Dad's for Christmas that year, right before she died. She wasn't diagnosed yet or anything like that. I just knew we needed to go because it was probably going to be her last Christmas. So we did. Mm-hmm. Right? Kevin and I and the three scoundrels, bratties.
3 brats.
We call them bratties. We went back to my hometown, back to my parents' place for Christmas. But you know what? I'm going to talk about this. Is that okay?
I don't
Because
even know what this is.
I know.
So I'm just going to sit here and
And
enjoy
I'm
my
going to
coffee.
talk about it because I know it's a very important issue. And it seems like, especially this time of year. Can I have my phone? Where'd my phone go?
I don't know.
Oh, shit. It's over there. That's okay. Leave it. I'll
What do
just
you
go
need your
on
phone
here because I wanted to share something from Facebook, but I can do it just by, because, okay, I'm going to read this post that I put up on Facebook the other day that people have just been sharing like crazy. And I didn't make it. I found it on somebody else's page and I was like, that is important. I'm sharing that. Merry Christmas, Lise. Thanks for being here. So I just want to share this. I'm going to read it to you guys. Okay. So just listen and tell me if this resonates with you. Tell me if this brings anything up in you. Because I know for me, when I originally read it, it was like, wow, yeah, that's pretty powerful. And I think that this is something that we should probably talk about this morning. So here we go. I'm going to read it. Here we go. Pay attention. It's this one. Some families don't need to exchange gifts for Christmas. They need to exchange apologies, settle old disputes, make peace, forgive, and seek healing. That would be a truly blessed Christmas. So, given that, and I know how much, good morning, Marianne, to you too. I know how much Christmas time for so many people, it can bring up, it can bring up negative emotions. It can bring up sometimes bad memories or maybe good memories, but sad memories.
Triggering memories.
Triggering memories, yeah. Or if you are someone who, say, has a lot of family conflict or whatever, if maybe you've been disinherited or something, or maybe you've been, what somebody called it, excommunicated from the tribe, or whatever.
John Wick, excommunicado.
But I mean, really, we have in our very commercialized sort of, I want to say Western world, just to give it a label, we have made Christmas something very materialistic, right?
Every season,
every season. It's very
every month there needs to be something commercial.
Yeah, like remember when we used to see the advertisements on American channels on TV growing up? Because they used to be separate. There was American channels and there was Canadian channels. And in American TV, you would see ads for Black Friday. And that would be something that would be around their sort of Thanksgiving time, which would be end of November or something like that. So it was like this Black Friday event, And now somehow it's become like a Black Friday month or something, where it's like for a whole damn month, it's Black Friday. And
or a week or whatever.
No, I think it's a month.
It's same like with Boxing.
It just seems to go on forever. And so it's just, I don't know, like it's just become so commercialized. And it's just, I kind of feel like Christmas in a lot of ways has just lost its authenticity. It's lost its real purpose, I guess. Everybody's purpose with Christmas is different. But for me personally, and yes, no question, right? There were a lot of gifts under the tree at our Christmases. There's no question. And Mom bought for everybody. And it was, some gifts that were from Mom and Dad and some gifts that were from Santa, right? So she was Santa Claus for the entire family. And we have a big family. So every year when we would gather at Mom and Dad's for Christmas, it was half the room, which was a massive living room, was our tree with gifts underneath it. Yeah, I know. I agree, Marianne. There probably aren't really any savings on Black Friday or Boxing Day or any of that. Of course, it's all marketing, right? Of course, but the thing is, I think what I'm trying to say is that yes, we had loads of gifts under our tree too. So there was, Mom went crazy at Christmas time, and I'm grateful for that. But what I cared about the most, I didn't care about the gifts, honestly. What I always cared about at Christmas time is, number one, Mom would go on a friggin' cooking
spree.
frenzy, man. Like, we had such amazing food at Christmas Eve. This is what the menu was every damn year. It was the same thing, and you always knew, right, that was going to be Christmas Eve dinner. And there was this specialness to it. There really was. I mean, even though my family is a family that is filled with conflict, for some reason, we always made it work at Christmas time,
Because everyone was drinking.
Well, everyone was drinking. Everyone was happy because they were having a drink. And I was going to say smoking. I wasn't smoking, but there was a few of them smoking for sure, I guarantee. But I mean, drinking and lots of good food, and I guess caught up in the festivities, into the spirit, into the cheer.
Having fun.
Yeah, having fun, right? It's just a couple of days. Like, who can't do that for a couple of days, right? So, by the way, please let us know if our sound isn't good, because if we have to even move this closer,
just
we will.
Leave it. It's fine. The mic's been tested.
Okay. All right.
All good.
All right. I just wanted to make sure.
Because they're hearing this.
I just want to make sure people knew.
It's okay.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So the thing is that I guess what I'm trying to say, my long way around to say that Christmas was a special time in my home growing up. It was. It was a very special time. Mom loved Christmas, but we loved Christmas music. We, for me anyway, I was always in choir at church and choir at school. And so it was always a big deal. You're performing in the Christmas concert, singing Christmas music. I love to sing. I love music. So for me, it was Mom was always playing music anyway, but I mean, the Christmassiness of it, which I will say, I really quite missed. There's been none of that this year. And I'm just sort of like, that's just weird to me. It doesn't feel like Christmas, but anyway, yeah. So do you guys know what your Christmas Eve meal menu was every year?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have one in your family or for Christmas Day? Because I could tell you right now what it was, and I haven't experienced it for many, 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 many years, but I've never forgotten it. It was the one time of year that Mom made handmade cabbage rolls. Oh my God, they're so good. And what else did she make? Cabbage rolls. It was always cabbage rolls, lasagna, sweet and sour meatballs, and rice. And she always, not on Christmas Eve.
Oh, really?
No,
Christmas Eve.
That was a Christmas Day thing. Yes, tortillas, of course.
Yeah, that word's been floated around here recently.
Yeah. Marianne says, I used to have a party at my house on Christmas Eve, and family and neighbors would come over. My gift to everyone, always plenty of food. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All from scratch, like, of course. And Mom would always make loads of banana bread. Oh, my God. It was like she just had this way of making banana bread. It was just the best ever. And I feel like there's something that I'm forgetting. Christmas Eve. Anyway, so that was always, and then so we'd all get together for Christmas Eve dinner at Mom and Dad's, always. And then it was go to church. We always go to church and do our Christmas Eve evening service, right?
There's Gail.
There's my sister right there, Gail. She knows how good a cook Mom was. And then Christmas morning, it was always get up. Everybody comes over to Mom and Dad's, and Mom and Dad would read out every present.
Irish coffee or 2 or 10.
Dad would read out every present to every person. So it'd be, To Gail, love Santa Claus. Hand it over. To Matthew, love mom and dad. Hand it over. Like, like it would just be like this long ass process. Oh yeah, mom's banana bread was the best. But anyway, and then it was always the big traditional turkey dinner and stuff for supper. But I mean, mom and dad's home was the central
The meeting point.
It was the mom. I believe mom is the one that
It's the
really
community
made
center.
mom's the one that made Christmas special. Honestly, she instilled that in us, that Christmas was very special. I don't know that it's the same anymore because I haven't been there for so many years. I mean, Gail could probably let us know how it is nowadays. But yeah, I mean, so I guess for me it was always a special, it was a good memory in my life. It was a good memory around family in my life, which there's not necessarily a whole hell of a lot of that. But I mean, Christmas time was one of them. What about you? Was Christmas a good memory for you? Was it a good time? Like I said, I know that sometimes Christmas can be a challenging time for families, because sometimes families come together and try to fake their way through it. Even though, maybe there's a lot of conflict in the family, or bringing the family together is not always a good thing because there is conflict. And like, why do people feel like they need to fake their way through things like that?
Well, it's
fake their way through relationships.
Get along to go along, go along, whatever
that
saying is.
Yeah.
But either way.
Yeah.
I just remember going and chopping our own tree down. That's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even as a kid, go out into the back, find a tree. Of course, with Dad, it was always the Charlie Brown tree.
Oh yes, of course, because he would feel sorry probably for that little
tree.
Yeah.
Oh, it's perfect.
Knowing Kevin's father, that would not surprise me.
Because you got to leave the good ones for like other years.
Yeah.
Right? So the Scraggle ones came home with us. But again, none of that matters. What matters is the time you're spending with people that
you love
are important to you, right?
Yeah.
At least that's the way I looked at it.
Yeah. But I think the point of the post that I did read, though, I'm sure you guys get the point, but that is that we've made it too much about material things or substances or stuff. As opposed to more the spirit of the season, right? Or, the best gift, it's also being implied in that post that the best gift that you could give yourself and other people is the gift of doing your own healing work. If what is going unhealed is causing problems in relationships.
Swept under the carpet.
Yeah.
The elephant in the room.
Yeah. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You went to midnight mass and came home to eat and drink. Oh yes, that would have been that's the French Catholic tradition.
And then try and get all the kids to bed.
Yeah.
So that the Santa presents can show up under the tree. Yeah.
It's funny because I was trying to think the other day, what was it that I used to say to my kids when they would ask me if Santa Claus is real? Because I didn't want to lie to them, right? I didn't want to be one of those parents that, told the lie, because let's face it, it's a lie. So what I said to my kids was, if you believe in the spirit of Santa Claus, then that's all that matters. If you believe in the spirit of Santa Claus, then the spirit of Santa Claus is real to you. And that's just where I left it.
Bada boom,
I wonder
bada
if the
bang.
kids even remember that. But that's what I used to say to them when they were young and they would ask that question.
It's the spirit of the Easter Bunny.
I don't think it was ever discussed around the Easter Bunny. But anyway, yeah. 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 And then we could get into a deeper discussion, right?
Which we're not, because I will go in multiple different directions.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say we could go into a deeper discussion about the bigger lie about Santa Claus.
No, but that's what I mean.
That's a
what I mean.
collective
So let's
lie.
not think about it. We're gonna whatever Christmas is to you, right? Make it happy, make it joyful, make it full of love, and surround yourself with people that are important to you.
Yeah.
And just enjoy.
Yeah.
Because it's about that energy more than anything.
Well, and this is the whole thing, is that it's really about the energy that you bring, right?
Yeah.
How you leave people feeling is a little more important than whether or not you're throwing a bunch of gifts at them.
Yeah.
So Marianne says, I always told, we aren't even putting stuff up on the screen. Sorry, we're a little lax here today, you guys. Lee's, we haven't exchanged gifts for years now. We gather, eat, games, eat some more, drink, eat some more, lots of music.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. And then you're on you're on a food hangover for days after Christmas.
It's the week-long food coma.
Yeah. That's a good answer, Marianne. I always told my kids there was gifts from us under the tree, and their big gift was from Santa. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a big gift that he couldn't fit down the chimney.
I wonder how many kids actually ask the question, though, really, about Santa Claus. I don't know if I ever did. I probably did. I don't know if I ever did to my parents, but I'm pretty sure I did ask the question in my own mind. Okay, so there you go. Marianne said, my kids were upset when they found out that we were Santa Claus. Aw. Well, it's kind of like it almost like it takes the youthfulness and the fun,
the mysteriousness
maybe,
of it
out of Christmas, maybe when you grow up to a point where Santa Claus can no longer be part of the equation.
Oh, the other great one is the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
But I guess what all of that is about is just about, believing in something that you can't necessarily see, right? Because it's about the energy around all of that. So,
yeah. So Gail says Kyle was told in grade 5 by a teacher.
Oh, nastiness.
Shame
was
on
that part
teacher.
of the curriculum?
That's not nice. Like, a teacher shouldn't be.
I wonder if there's a special library book that got published just to be able to.
Well, there are worse things that teachers are saying to kids nowadays in schools, so I guess it maybe not be a bad thing.
That was just alluding to the nonsense without actually going into the details of the nonsense.
Marianne says, I have 8 grandkids and they believe in Santa.
There you go. It's all that matters.
Yeah.
All that matters. If it keeps them on the straight and narrow to get that present at the end of the year, go for it. Ride that as long as you can.
How many of us were there? You better be good or Santa Claus won't bring you any presents this year.
Put a lump of coal in your stocking.
Oh, I used to love the stockings. Mom had these massive stockings and they were always stocked right full. That's where you got the necessities of life, like socks,
candy canes, mandarin oranges.
Yeah, chocolate Toblerones would be in there, like a big Toblerone maybe, or underwear. Like, that's where you got that kind of stuff, was the stockings.
Yeah, that was the stuff that got ripped open right away. You did not need parental supervision for that activity.
Yeah. I agree, Marianne. Teacher's job is to teach, not parent.
Yeah, well,
they do spend a lot of time with our kids every day, though, don't they? So,
but the issue with that statement is a lot of parents can't even parent.
Oh, Kevin.
No, but I mean it's true. I mean, this day and age of helicopter parenting, etc. But that's another discussion for another time.
I guess so. You're not interested in going anywhere today in a big conversation, are you?
Nope, just keeping it.
Who are you and what have you done with Kevin?
Keeping it light.
This isn't like Kevin. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this not being well the last few days has transformed his mind somehow. I'm not sure, but
Na, 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 na.
yeah, that's
Picture a
very
man going beyond sight and sound.
yeah,
He has entered the twilight zone.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah. Marianne says my Christmas tradition was kids got socks and underwear every year because the dryer would eat them. Of
yeah,
course, the
yeah,
dryer
yeah,
ate them.
for sure. There's a study about that. Actually, they've studied that. Yeah.
That seems like a silly thing to be spending money on a study, but anyway.
No, they have to study stupid shit.
To
And
prove how
there's
stupid
millions
it
of
is.
dollars available to study stupid shit.
Mhm.
Because, like, some guy in England was getting his doctorate on Beckham. Some friggin' soccer player, football, soccer,
You can get a doctorate
getting
in
a
anything
doctorate
nowadays.
on about a player,
Yeah,
a friggin' soccer player.
yeah.
Like, eh? Like, my real question to that is, because knowing how doctorates work is you have to have a fine, upstanding post-secondary education establishment support your thesis,
Marianne likes your accent.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
just one of many.
Yeah, Kevin likes to pull them out at the most inconvenient times.
But you have to have one of these fine upsteps. We went to Harvard together, and maybe here and there. Cambridge was quite nice.
Oh my God, I sound like a smoker right now, like big time.
Right.
Oh my God.
But my real question is,
Oh dear.
which stupid institution, which stupid professor would have supported someone coming in and saying, I want to do a doctorate on David Beckham, or like some stupid shit? It just amazes me.
Now, Jeb has just reminded us to be on our best behavior.
Yes.
Because
that's true.
Santa will be coming down the chimney tonight, so you better be good. Well, the problem is we don't have a chimney.
Ooh, it's going to be a tight squeeze down that 4-inch flue from this.
Oh, shit. Oops. So how's Santa going to get to us then?
It's magic. Maybe we could do a study on that.
Probably could.
We could probably get funding for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true, Marianne. You honestly can't make up some of the stupidity.
You imagine how proud that person's parents would be. My son's doing his doctorate. Oh, really? What's he doing? He's doing it on David Beckham. David Beckham? Really? Yeah. He's got quite an interesting thesis. I can just see, there's all standing around the old billiard table, right, in the smoking room, and high society around the hearth, with the fire going. And
Kevin, your accents are all over the place. There's no consistency to your accents, by the way. Just letting you know.
You're all over it just depends on how snobby you are. I'm sitting around with those brandy bowls, those fish bowls, brandy snifters.
Oh my God.
Anyway, fun times.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
hi, Louise. Louise says
we watched
we
listened to a really good astrology thing yesterday. And
first, I want to know, Marianne, what's the magic key for Christmas? Like, what is this? I want to know what this is. I agree with you, Jeb. It is the magic of Christmas. There's a magic of Christmas to me.
Magic, the energetic component to this, right? Because I like the
oh, it's beyond a cold, Louise. Yeah, you weren't on here before when we said we feel like we're going through dengue fever again that we had this time last year. And we just won't get into all those
I don't know
details
how that
right now.
actually works in the body, but is it just once you get it, you get over it, and then it can reemerge if you have like whatever condition?
Well, your
it's
immune
gonna-
system gets low, right? When you have extra stressors in your life and things like that. And
Mhm.
if you aren't,
I like the magic key
staying on
idea.
top of it.
The magic key is kind of an interesting concept,
Yeah.
right? That would be a very good answer for a child.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a book with a key in it that if you don't have a fireplace, he gets in with a magic key.
But the question is, do you put the book outside? You hang it on your door? What?
Now you're totally overthinking it.
I'm not.
A young
but if
child is not going to overthink it in that manner. They aren't. I'm roasting now. You're touching me. Kevin and I have to be super close today, and it's very, as much as I love my husband, I like being close to my husband, but he roasts me out.
furnace.
Woo! You hang the key on the door. There you go.
Ah.
Marianne just answered your question.
All right.
That makes sense to me.
All right. Okay. Mystery
Mystery
solved.
Mystery
Love it.
solved. Yeah.
I knew we were getting somewhere today.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are great parental tips and
So
tricks.
I wonder then, because do we remember the Sears Wish book, right? When that came out every year? Like my friend posted that I saw it yesterday, I think on Facebook, where she posted a picture of the Sears Wish book. Oh my God, I remember getting the Sears Wish book. It was such a big deal. Like, oh, the Wish book is here. It was so exciting. So on that note, that would imply then that we would have wishes for Christmas. So I'm just
And
curious.
we're dating ourselves.
We're totally dating ourselves. Yeah, we're middle agers now, Kevin. Is that what you call us? I don't know. Millennials. I don't even know what we are. But yeah,
No idea.
that book was as religious as the Bible. Absolutely.
Sure.
For kids, no question. I remember going through it every time, circling.
Mhm.
Didn't necessarily get everything I wanted, of course, but I mean, I would still go through the process because it was fun. It was exciting. It wasn't like nowadays where any kid could look at any toy at any time during the day, any day of the week. I mean, it's all readily available to us now. But the Wish book, well, that was our original Amazon, you
Yeah.
know, in a book.
And those of
So-
us that are in Canada might
Especially.
remember the
Yeah.
consumers distributing.
Oh, that too. Yes.
Remember that?
We didn't get that growing up.
No, you didn't have that?
We never
We had one here in Thunder Bay, and it was like a warehouse.
Yeah.
And you just walked into this little tiny, like, it was like a showroom, and they had all of the catalogs out on tables, and you just pick an order form, found your item, put the number in it, and then went to the counter, and then they went into the back and got the item and brought it out.
Yeah, no, we never had it. There was one of those in New Brunswick, I remember. I think Fredericton or something, but we didn't have one where we were. No. Yeah. I miss the Wish book too, Lise. You know what? Does Sears still exist?
I don't think so. I think it's done.
Really? Because I was thinking if Sears wanted to be really smart about it, they would since we're a big part of the market, our age group, they might do something like very nostalgic and bring out a special Wish book or something to make it all exciting for us oldies that, at this point are starting to have grandchildren, and we could share it with our grandchildren.
I think it's done.
You think?
And if you didn't like the Wish book, you could hit somebody with it because it was so damn heavy.
Oh, yeah. Marianne
Yeah.
says she doesn't think Sears is still in operation. Well,
No.
in a way, that's kind of a shame, but whatever. Yeah.
Because people didn't want to reinvent themselves. And I thought about this the other day, and it's almost like the Netflix idea.
Yeah.
Because Netflix was getting moving, and at the time, the big thing was Blockbuster Video.
Right. Yes.
Right? You
Good
go
old
down to the
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster and rent DVDs and all whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then-
Louise said they had a consumers and
Yeah,
something.
yeah. And then I remember the story was that Netflix actually approached Blockbuster and said, "Why don't you buy us for $50 million?" And Blockbuster said no.
Oops.
And then next thing you know, Blockbuster's
Going
dead
out of
in the
business.
water,
Yeah.
and Netflix is now worth what it's worth. So
Yeah.
quite interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it helps when you have that kind of money behind you too. See, that's the thing too. I know we're kind of reminiscing. Sure. Okay. We're reminiscing, but it was an event in our lives to go and pick out a movie.
So here's a renting movie story.
Yeah.
Right. Here's a renting movie story. So
we don't have Netflix either, Marianne.
So I grew up in northern India.
Yeah.
Right, in the 80s. And I think there was one TV on the side of the hill, like on the hillside where we lived. And if you wanted to watch movies, you had to go.
This is a true story, you guys.
No shit, true story.
Yeah.
So you go to the bazaar the weekend prior to the weekend you want to watch.
Okay, you got to tell them what a bazaar is, Kevin, because the first thing that comes to my mind is, yeah, it's the market.
How bizarre.
How bizarre. Ooh, how bizarre.
Anyway, so you would go to the market. You would go to the video rental guy. You would book your VCR, your TV, and the power converter, and choose all the movies you wanted to watch, right? And you do that and put a deposit. And then
what, 5 rupees?
No, it was a little bit more than that. So we would get a bunch of us kids and we'd put some money in or whatever.
Oh, you'd collaborate.
And we'd collaborate, right?
Yeah.
And then what would happen is the following Friday, late afternoon, they would send a porter, right? He's called over there, they're called coolies. Mm-hmm. But he would have the TV, right? The power converter, all your movies and the VCR in boxes strapped to his back. And he would walk from the bazaar, usually 5 or 6 kilometers away, along the roads and the mountain trails to your house. And he would drop the gear off. Right? So this stuff would show up. You'd set it up and get stuck in on your binging.
So you were the original binge watchers.
The original binge watchers right there.
On the hillside in India.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you would literally plan sleepovers because when we were there, because my parents were teachers, we had our own house, but it was a boarding school. So a lot of my friends were in the dorm.
Yeah.
So we would make arrangements for them to come. They would sleep over, they would eat, everything. And we would just binge movies for the weekend. And
give an example of movies that you would have binged back then.
Oh my goodness.
Like Star Wars. Like that's the kind of movies we're
talking like those
about.
like that's the kind of movie. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like so that like 70s and 80s movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's
future.
what we did.
Yeah.
And we would stay up all night the first night. Right? Maybe sleep a little bit during
You'd probably
Saturday.
Binge on sugar stuff too, like sugary treats.
You know what? There wasn't a ton of that either.
No?
No.
You at least had to have popcorn.
I honestly don't remember. I think we may have had popcorn.
What the heck is the point in watching movies if you don't have snacks?
But you're in India. You got your
India
burgers.
loves its snacks.
You got to have lots of Indian snacks.
Oh my God, there's so many snacks in India. Holy shit.
So anyway, that was the weekend. Okay. And then Sunday, late afternoon, the guy would show back up, pack it all up, and away he'd go.
Wow. Yeah. So that was like a full-on event. Like that was an experience.
This was
a weekend experience.
Once a semester event.
And in between that, you didn't have TV.
Zero.
Either.
No TV, no nothing.
That's even worse than what Marianne just said. Yeah. You're really aging yourself, Marianne. When I was a kid, TV ended at midnight.
Yeah, but over here was much different.
For us too, because that's when the bars came on. The bars, like
the programming stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. That's true. There wasn't TV all night long, was there? Oh my God. Isn't that
Mhm.
funny? The things you just take for granted nowadays, that it's just easily accessible 24/7. But
Mhm.
yeah, we didn't.
And the greatest VCRs were
Holy.
those top load ones. You know, the ones the thing would pop up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah. Lee
Reminiscing.
said the first friend that got a VCR, we would organize a sleepover and go rent movies for the weekend. Yeah,
of course.
totally.
Yeah.
It was such a thing. Like, that's the thing. Like, so then my question to you guys is this: have we ruined it? Like, have we completely just sort of, why do I keep wanting to say whitewash it? It's not whitewash. What the hell is the word? Sort of like minimize the experience of it or something.
Of what?
Or like watching movies and having fun, like having like a movie night or whatever. Like, it's not the same, you know?
Well, no, just because it's so readily
Like,
accessible.
you could
and
sit
people
on your
can do it
damn
wherever- any-
phone at like 2 a.m. and watch a movie
Right.
if you want, or
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
Oh yeah, black and whites for sure. I remember all that stuff.
Yes, black and
Absolutely.
white TVs. That
No,
was
no.
always the second television.
The best
little
is
black and
the
white
best is the
television.
Mr. Bean rabbit ears.
Oh God, yes, we had those.
Have you seen the Mr. Bean episode where he's bought the new TV, thinks it's the greatest thing? Right? If you
Oh
haven't,
my God, Louise said, I still have my VCR.
Wow.
You are a trooper. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That would be fun to watch a VCR movie.
Yeah, just be kind and rewind. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my God. I remember my brother-in-law, he spent hundreds, if not thousands of hours back then recording movies onto a blank VCR tape, right? You remember how you could set up 2 VCRs
Oh, yeah.
and you could do recording
Used
or
to do it.
whatever?
And you get the
I mean, you weren't allowed to do
extended
that,
long,
but he did it.
super extended long play
Yeah.
Blanks that you could put like 3 movies on
Right.
one tape. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just remember Johnny spent, oh my God, hundreds and hundreds of hours recording all these great movies. Of course, all the movies that we love. We had it all. It's like we literally, no joke, had our own movie store in our house because of Johnny, because he had done all this. I kid you not, we had a library of movies. And I remember when DVDs took over.
Well, but first there was Laserdisc.
Yeah, but we didn't fool around with that shit. We went right from VCR to like DVDs. But I remember when DVDs took over, and I remember how sad I was because I felt bad for how long Johnny had spent so much time and energy creating this huge library of videotapes that no longer were going to be used. Like, it was just like a waste. And it's like, no, it's now I can look back and go, no, it wasn't a waste. First of all, he enjoyed the process of doing that. But yeah, like
the funny thing is
this whole library, and then it was obsolete, I guess is the word that I'm, you know.
But the thing is that in order to record a VHS movie, you actually literally have to play the entire movie.
You did. That's what I mean.
There was no speeding that process up.
No.
Anyway,
Marianne, I still have over 300 VHS tapes and movies. You need to invite us over sometime because I want to come and watch some of those movies on your VCR. That would be fun. Oh my God.
Nostalgia night.
Total nostalgia night. I mean, it's probably watching.
We could start a new Christmas tradition.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's a nostalgic Christmas.
Yeah.
Right? Oh yeah, beta. The beta too, yes.
Oh.
Yes, sir. I remember that.
We didn't do beta either. We literally went VCR, and then we made the shift right over to DVD, from what I recall anyway. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I would pause the commercials. Recording pause on the commercials. Oh, yeah.
Of course. Yeah, and you can't have that garbage in your recording. For sure.
Nowadays, you can't avoid the damn commercials. They're everywhere, but
Yeah.
The first friends that got the VCR, they had a Beta.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because I mean they were the technology pioneers at the time, right? Like, woo, look at us, now we're Beta. Oh my goodness.
Fun times.
Total fun times. Because I remember what a big deal it was when we switched over to CDs for music.
Yeah, I remember the
Because
marketing.
I spent hours taping songs with the little cassette tapes. I would listen to the radio, and as soon as a good song would come on, it was like, press record. I know I spent hundreds of hours doing that to make my collection. But then CDs came along.
Yeah, I always thought the marketing on
Couldn't do
that.
that anymore.
I always thought the marketing on that was quite interesting, because I remember when the CDs started to become out there,
Mhm.
they would market it as though your dog can chew them and you can still play them perfect sound, which is absolute bullshit, of course,
Mhm.
right? But I remember this being one of the things that, oh my goodness, the amount of CDs I had to clean and scuff and clean
Oh yeah,
again.
as soon
and
as
like
they
just
got a
to-
little
oh my
little
goodness.
tiny scratch on them, they were done. Because it would it would
Oh.
just, like, what do you call that? It would almost be like on a record. It would just like
Yeah,
yeah, it ruined it, right?
So it's funny.
But even
what
Jeb mentions here, he says something about Beta first, then VHS, money grabbed by Sony.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Is you put this, I mean, it's classic. It's new, it's brand new. I have an
Yeah.
85-inch TV that cost me $20,000 and it's in my basement. Yes. And then, 3 years later, the 85-inch TV is like $20. Like, you even look at the cost of TVs now, it's insanely low. But I mean,
Yeah.
we could get into the agenda behind that, but either way,
Yeah.
we're not.
Because they want a smart TV in everybody's house. I can't imagine why they want that, but then anyway, I mean, we don't have to go there with this group. I'm quite amazed here. Okay, so it's a competition now, Marianne or Louise. Who's going to invite us over? Which one of yous is going to have us over so we can do like a nostalgia movie cassette music playing weekend? Come on, let's go. This is my Christmas wish.
So the funny thing too with the cassettes is that when I was in India, my best friend was from the US and he lived in LA. So every summer he'd go home.
Yes.
And then he would record the radio, right? He would just press record, and then when the tape was done, he'd flip it over, press record again.
Yeah.
And
God, how many hours I spent listening to radio to do that.
The cassettes, KIQQ out of LA.
Well, we lived, as you know, we lived close to the border in Maine, in New Brunswick. So we got the Maine radio station. It was the best. Canadian, They always had to play Canadian content.
That's the miscellaneous cassette. Love it.
Yes, miscellaneous cassettes.
Mixed cassette.
Yeah, it's like you got to listen to it to know what the hell's on it.
And then you try and write all the songs in the little jacket cover thing. Remember that?
Oh my goodness. This is bringing back a lot of great memories for me, actually. These are great memories from my childhood. They are.
Yeah.
They're great memories, man. Like we were the early binge watchers.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were probably our generation was probably the first generation of binge watchers. Bingers. Yeah. Yeah, because we had the VCR. Where before that, everyone had to just go out to a movie, right? Mm-hmm. Like you always had to wait to go see.
Yeah, where we were in Northern India, there was one theater.
Yeah.
And it was always the Indian movies, Bollywood. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Okay, so Louise is in Sudbury. Louise, we're going to keep that in mind next time we're traveling east.
Visit the Rock.
So be prepared. We might be sending you a message saying, Louise, we're coming
Remember
east. Remember when you were saying you had all that collection of VHS? Yeah. You want to have us over for a movie night?
Just kidding.
No, you're not.
Well,
We're not kidding. We're not. This is how we've met so many people over these years. We've met people through this whole experience of the freedom stuff. And you know what?
The big nickel, yes.
We're not afraid to just let people know we're coming through and let's get together for a coffee. And that's what we've done multiple times. And that's how our network has grown.
Yeah.
Really, it is. Yeah. That's how we ended up going to Mexico for 10 months, right? Because of someone we met through this entire process, this freedom movement process. And that was that. You know, it provided an opportunity for us. So, I mean, you got to stay open. You got to stay open. So, okay. So we've got Louise on the rock. So when we come east, we're going to let you know we're coming east. We know we've got our New Brunswick peeps. We've got Lee's there. And Marianne, I think, is in Alberta. Correct me if I'm wrong, Marianne. So we got to keep that in mind too if we head to Alberta, which, you know, is always still possible. Everything's on the table.
See,
everything's on the table right now. Yeah.
The future is infinite.
It
in terms of possibilities.
And we make it whatever the hell we want it to be.
So it depends on, it just depends on which timeline you want to be on.
Ooh. Now you're getting deep, that's Kevin.
Deep. I know.
That's deep shit.
Well, it took me a while today, but.
Yeah. I live on the outskirts of Barrie. Oh, Marianne's in Barrie. Yeah. Oh, well, we know Barrie.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got lots of, I got a friend just in outside of Midland. As a matter of fact, built a house for him there, and
cool.
Yeah.
So Lee said in the early 2000s that she and Diane used to have movie nights every 2 weeks at their place with a bunch of peeps. Yeah, that's awesome. Totally awesome. But you know what? Really, that all comes down to, when in a nutshell, is community.
Community.
Right. Because we need each other. And I think that we have that. Well, I know that that's been hugely downplayed by you know, those other people. They aren't really people.
Hey, Joanne. Good morning.
Hi, Joanne. But yeah, I mean, I think the need for us
Lori.
to have. Hi, Lori. Merry Christmas. That's my cousin on the East Coast. But I think that we
Lobster Coast.
Oh my God, to come to New Brunswick and have
Mussel
lobster.
Coast. Lobster Coast.
Scallop don't even get me started. I was dreaming about seafood a couple of weeks ago. Like, it felt so real. It felt so real. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but community, right? Community. And even though we have every opportunity under the sun right now to be in community, stop. Had a feat of mussels yesterday.
Oh, the question. Okay, I have a question for you about mussels.
No, don't do this to us.
Question: do you steam them with Alexander Keith's beer, India Pale Ale? That's the question.
I doubt that. I doubt it.
Why?
I don't know. I can't.
Why wouldn't you?
I can't. I don't know. Maybe.
And then put
garlic butter on.
Spectacular.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Instead of water, put the Keith's in there. A couple of bottles.
Yeah. That's Kevin's preferred way to steam mussels, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Blue Pearl oysters.
That too.
Anyone in New Brunswick, go to Moncton to the Dieppe Market and get your Blue Pearl oysters from our friend Donald. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. We got to get to New Brunswick, Kevin.
We will at some point. Yeah.
We keep saying we're going, and we have not made it yet, and we really need to get our asses to New Brunswick. Anywho's, so community, right?
And that's what probably this entire time of year and sort of just chat today is more about.
Well, even all the reminiscing.
What it means, just about community. People were to come together and have fun. And
we had community back then. You know, am I wrong? Like, we were more in community back then.
Yeah.
Oh, I know you guys would feed us well if we came. I know. Okay, so there's another one. We've got two. We've got Sudbury and Barrie. That's both east. Now we have, obviously, my family connections on the East Coast. So, stop. Look, we're on a
Oh,
food. Oh, you guys. Oh my God.
Yes, this is the season of food.
It is definitely the season of food.
We like that. It's fine.
We do.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We do.
Because here's the interesting thing, and this is one thing that we've done too, wherever we've gone, is we've brought people together around food.
We have.
When we were out in Shearwater,
Yeah.
in up the central coast of BC,
On a little tiny island called Denny Island, of 85
people.
Literally 85 people.
The ship or the business there had this sport fish lodge that they shut down for the season.
Massive.
But they had
building.
this huge commercial kitchen and dining room.
Yep.
As part of this lodge. So
we
we just
were like,
asked us, can we use it to do a
community
Christmas party for the community?
Like a community dinner.
And they said, yeah, absolutely, go for it. So
we did.
We collected people donated ingredients and stuff. And
did they? I don't recall completely how we did that. I know you and I cooked our asses off.
People donated the ingredients.
Okay.
And or made a dish. Right, because we had the turkey donated, the chicken, the duck. I made a turducken.
Yes, you did. That's right. Did we
cetera.
roast it though, or did we deep fry it?
No, we roasted
it. Okay.
So, and then what
a great dinner. And you know, shockingly, they don't do that kind of thing.
No.
You know, like
that was the first time they did that.
Yeah, and we're just like, but it's a little tiny island of 85 people. Shouldn't people just get together?
Well, there's a community center up at the top of the hill there, and then people would the community center would do some kind of potluck or whatever.
Yeah,
but like we were talking, like, let's get fancier.
Yeah, let's go all out. It's Christmas after all,
you
know. But it's true. Everywhere we've ever lived, we bring people out around our food making.
Food,
for sure,
right, brings people together.
Yeah.
And community, and so that's what this season's all about too, is to make sure that you're with people that you love and want to share some special moments with, and good times, etc. But community is what you make it, right? You don't need. And here's a lesson for people in case they are thinking otherwise.
Hold it.
Teaching moment.
Kevin's teaching moment. Oh, do you notice how the light changed by me doing that? Interesting. What's that about? Weird. I'm just observing. That's all.
You do not need a structure to have community.
Oh, I know what you're referring to.
And you know what I'm referring to.
A building.
You don't need that.
No, it's not about a building.
It's not about a building.
No, it's not.
Right? When you think about what is coffee time. This is about community. This is a great little community here.
It is.
Kitchen party?
Absolutely.
10-4.
Kitchen party. Bring it.
10-4.
Totally.
Maritime kitchen party.
Yeah. Hello, is there any other? Like, seriously.
You don't need anything special.
Yeah.
To have a community, and people come into community because that's why they want to come together, is so that they can be together with people that are of similar mind, similar worldview, similar experience. However, but it doesn't have to be, we have to have this in order to be a community. No, you don't need something physical.
No, just like we don't need a big studio to be doing our little podcast here, right? Yeah. So, I mean, would having a studio be a nice little bonus? Absolutely. Right. But we don't need it in order to bring people together, which is what we're doing here. I believe anyway. Don't you think?
I think so.
Yeah. Just like if you're spiritual, you don't need to be in a church to be spiritual. Just be spiritual.
Or you don't have to wear the Om scarf and have the dreadlocks and stuff and tromp around India with like no money, because that equals being spiritual.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's who you are. It's you. It's about who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. In your everyday life.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be just an event either. right? So all that sort of Christmas cheer, right, that we all seem to get at this time of year. I don't know. People seem to, I hope anyway, be a little more upbeat and, kind, maybe spreading the Christmas kindness, or I don't know what I'm trying to say, but why can't we just do that any time of the year? Why can't every day be like Christmas?
Exactly.
No?
Yeah.
That's what I say. Yes, Lee's Maritime Kitchen Party. Wasn't that a party? Could have been the whiskey. Might have been the gin. Could have been 3, 4, 6-pack. I don't know, but look at the mess I'm in. Sorry, but that's a great song. Yeah. So don't save up all that sort of like Christmas spirit for Christmas. Do it every day.
Keep her going.
Keep her going.
Keep her going.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're gonna let people go to continue their day.
Oh yeah, it's Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. We don't want to keep people here for the next 6 hours.
We could, but we actually have to get ready to go to a Christmas Eve open house today at a friend's. So we have some food prep to get done for that. So
just one quick note on the tail end, heading out, is that we are doing a webinar this Sunday.
Yes. We're still doing that on Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
This Sunday evening. We are doing a webinar.
Yeah.
In preparation for the weekend training course that we have coming up
in January.
So
we'll also post that as well. The webinar details again.
It's a free webinar.
It's a free webinar.
It's free webinar.
It's just to learn about what we're offering and ask any questions.
What the weekend's all about.
Yep, that's it. So that's our gift to you guys.
So we'd love to see people there to ask some questions.
Yes.
We have the link to register for the webinars on our website.
Yeah, just go to kevinandava.com.
Yeah.
That's it. Just go there. It's all right there.
Right under the video on the left side of the page, there'll be a register for the 29th. Click that and go for it.
As well, we will have another...
we'll do another webinar.
Well, I was going to say we'll do another podcast next Tuesday, which we know is New Year's Eve. It's also our anniversary, you guys.
Oh,
so we are going to be giving you our time during our anniversary day. So 18 years.
Wowzers.
Pretty damn good.
Seems
Guarantee many people didn't think we'd make it 6 months, let alone 18 years.
Sucks to be
dead. Here we are. So we'll be back next Tuesday, same time. Probably not the same place, but same time.
We'll see.
And we'll see where we are next Tuesday. God only knows. But in the meantime, you guys have a wonderful Christmas. And even if it is a situation where it's a little bit stressful because of certain family conditions or whatever it might be, just take the time to breathe, just get grounded.
What do you want instead?
Focus on what you want instead.
Focus on what you want instead.
Yeah.
Right? Focus on how you're more similar than you think.
Yeah.
And people are only doing the best they can with what they have.
Yes.
Including you.
That's right.
So you bring those 3 things into focus.
Yeah.
At any time like this time. And the magic can happen.
That's the magic.
That's the
right
magic.
There. Have a wonderful Christmas, you guys.
Thanks everybody for being here.
Yeah, and we love you guys. If no one's told you today, we're telling you.
Yeah.
We love you.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you. We respect you. And we thank you so, so much for everything. Seriously, we really do.
And if you can get on the webinar, it'd be great.
Yeah, we'd love to have your support there. And we want to be of service. greater service. So the more people we can impact in a positive way, the better.
That's right.
So there we go.
We got a big mission.
We have a big mission. So we need your help to help us achieve that.
That's right.
For you and everyone else. Yeah. Okay, enough. All right, we've got some cooking to do. Here we go.
Okay. It begins.
It begins. Okay.
Okay.
Have a
See you
good day,
guys.
you
Merry
guys. Have a
Christmas.
good Christmas. Love you guys.
And we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.